What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to MANIACITV, man. Today, we got the final 48 hours of King Von from the Publish X YouTube channel, man. Now, listen. King Von, man, I think Von's passing was honestly one of the biggest tragedies in hip-hop in recent memory. You know, I was 2 years old when Tupac died. I was going on 3 the year that Biggie died. So I'm not old enough to remember, you know, Tupac and Biggie and, you know, just how much of an impact their deaths had on, you know, music and the world. But King Von, you know, somebody who was on his way, somebody who was really about to make the change. And I said it in a ton of reaction videos. He was going to be the one to take Chicago drill and to take that wave into the next level for the next 10 plus years, man. And you know, I don't know, man. And the whole situation is just the most tragic. That's the only way I could describe it, man. It's just tragic, man. But we gonna see what this all about. We ain't doing no more talking. Long live Von. Let's get it.
November 6, 2020, King Von would be one of 5 people shot outside Monaco Hookah Lounge in Atlanta.
Shots fired at Sheik in Monaco.
Around 3:20 a.m., 2 groups of men began arguing outside, leading to gunfire. 2 off-duty police officers were working security at the establishment that night, and they too engaged in the shootout. Because of this, a full investigation was conducted to see whether or not the Atlanta Police Department was involved in his death. Here's what they found retracing his steps for those last 48 hours.
Von, look, I break down the wood, I stuff it with Pat.
The crazy thing is, though, when it first happened and they said he got into it with Quando, because when I found out, it was like in the noon type shit. Like, this was way after it even happened, you know, after he passed. And the first thing that came to my mind, like, okay, he got into it with Quando, but the police, like, people said the police was shooting at him. I'm like, so the Atlanta police killed King Von. That was my thoughts initially. And then when they said, you know, what really went down, I was like, damn. But there is still conspiracies that, you know, that the police, the off-duty cops were the ones that killed Von. There's some videos out there on that, but I ain't gonna dip into
Von,
that, though.
Look, I break down the wood, I stuff it with Pat. I drop me your phone, I'm pouring up.
On November 4, 2020, King Von was in Atlanta, Georgia. He was celebrating the release of his Welcome to O-Block album that dropped just a few days prior. His career was peaking, and every day his music was being discovered by a new audience. There's no question he was about to be a superstar, but the biggest issue Von faced at that time was himself. See, King Von was from the infamous housing projects of Parkway Gardens on the south side of Chicago. Before ever stepping into a booth, he was already very active in the street life. He only decided to rap after beating a murder case in 2017. His reputation only made his music more real for listeners, leading to his blow-up just 1 year after that. But it's important to realize when someone lives a life the way Von did before fame, it can be hard to leave that mentality behind, even after finding a way out through music. Because of this, Von had no issue when it came to things like beefing with other rappers. While in Atlanta, an ongoing issue between King Von and rapper NBA Youngboy had been brewing for months. On November 4th, DJ Academics would invite Von onto his podcast to publicly speak about their issues. During the conversation, Von assured his fans that there was no real problem, and it was the internet just trying to make it more than what it was, unknowing at the time that in under 48 hours, this would all come to an end.
Ain't no rap beef, and it ain't no real beef unless somebody got shot or something, or
You know
unless
what
somebody...
people told me? People told me you and Youngboy was beefing or something like that.
I know
You
they
said
was
something
saying
about
that a lot.
what happened, Von? What's going on with you, man?
They be saying that a lot. It's like we got the same interests and holes, and then you know how the internet will try to make it.
Don't tell me I got problems over girls.
No, it's the internet, gang. It's the you know, they'll try to make it like that because it's the internet.
These issues have
I remember reacting to this the day that it dropped. The day that it dropped, I reacted to this before Von passed. And like after I reacted to it, I thought about it. I'm like, you know, like of course, you know, he gonna say it ain't no static or whatever. You know, YB and Von both street dudes. You know, everybody in their circle, some real niggas. They ain't gonna put all their business out online like that. But I mean, and then after he passed, you know, one of the first things I thought about was this interview, and I'm like, you know, he got into it with Quando. That's YB's artist, you know what I mean? And Quando's always seemed to back Youngboy, whether it's beefs with Kevin Gates or Kodak Black. He always stand on all 10 alongside YB. So I'm like, damn, like these niggas was really into it. Like before it was all kind of like speculation, like it's the internet being the internet, but it's kind of like, damn, you know, it was really static.
That gang, it's the you know, They'll try to make it like that because it's the internet.
These issues have been escalating since a few months before, when pictures of King Von and NBA YoungBoy's ex-girlfriend surfaced online.
But it can be argued with Von with Jania, that was one thing. And then the tweets that Von made about Asian Doll song with NBA YoungBoy, that was another thing. And then Lil Reese's issues with Quando Rondo, that was something else on top of it. Because then, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. It was a lot. It was a lot that year.
Months before, when pictures of King Von and NBA YoungBoy's ex-girlfriend surfaced online. From that point forward, the two rappers made it known they didn't like each other through a series of social media posts. With two artists this large going back and forth, it was only a matter of time before others got involved as well. One of those people would be Quando Rondo, an artist and friend of NBA YoungBoy. Even though Von and
this video is so eerie. Every time I see this clip of that Instagram story, it's so eerie, man. You know, it's like, I don't know, man. I don't even know how to describe it, but just seeing, you know, Von tag Quando in this, my boy, know how the fuck we rocking, bitch. Like, this shit crazy as hell. It's eerie.
Quando were cool at one point. Now they weren't. And it just so happens Quando's from Savannah, Georgia, only a 4-hour drive from Atlanta.
I'm saying though, 63rd dirty ass.
On November 5th, King Von woke up and gathered his entourage. This included himself, his manager, and 20-some others. Around 11 p.m., just 5 hours before his passing, they headed out to Opium nightclub. Von was set to make an appearance and promote his new project. He hopped into his bulletproof Hellcat, followed by 8 other cars filled with friends and associates.
My boy, Publish X, where in the world did you find this footage?
Headed out to Opium nightclub. Von was set to make an appearance and promote his new project. He hopped into his bulletproof Hellcat, followed by 8 other cars filled with friends and associates. Around midnight, they arrived. By this time, his manager was taking notice that something was off with Von that night. He couldn't put his finger on it, but he felt like he wasn't himself, almost like he knew. They stayed at Opium for a few hours where everyone appeared to be enjoying themselves. Fans would upload videos online of Von in the club, and from the looks of it, everything seemed normal. But these would be the last videos of King Von smiling we would see.
The thing though, and it's always been said that, and this is, I don't want to scare nobody, you know, but they always say that you kind of know when your time is coming or when your time is you know, about to be up. You know, it's something in it. I don't know, like the vibe is off. You can kind of even sense it with the people around you if they not being themselves. And I remember the interviews, they said Von wasn't himself that night. He spent a lot of time in the car. I think after this video, like, he spent a lot of time in the car. He went to a completely different club. I want to say he went to like somewhere else, like he separated from his entourage. You know, he wasn't himself. He didn't normally move like that. That's what I think 100K Track said, that Von normally didn't do that. And it's just, I don't know, man.
Everything seemed normal. But these would be the last videos of King Von smiling we would see.
And you know, it's all love and this tee up shit. I done dropped that on that Welcome to Roadblock going crazy. I don't want to think about it, you know, going on.
Around 2 a.m., just 2 hours before his time of death, he gathered his crew and they left the venue. According to his manager, everybody thought they were headed back to the Airbnb, but somewhere on their way home, they lost track of Von's car. After realizing they lost him, they began calling his phone to see where he went, as it was very unlike him to leave without saying anything.
So already confusions were already started, because normally if we got an after party or we got anything we're going to, we know as a team. Everybody know to be on point. You know what I'm saying? We're traveling with a real deal gangster, a real stepper, so everybody gonna know how to move. But from that night, I don't know what it was. Maybe it's God timing. I don't know what it was, but Von completely went on his own course.
His manager and more importantly his security went with him everywhere. After calling, they found out he rerouted to an after-hours hookah lounge across town. A little before 3 a.m., Von pulled up to Monaco, but decided to wait in his car while the rest of his entourage was still on their way. About 15 minutes went by, Von still in his bulletproof vehicle staying warm. His manager, followed by 6 other cars, pulled up to the parking lot. He hopped in the car with Von, and once again he said he felt like he wasn't himself. They stayed in there while the rest of his entourage was wondering what was going on. It was a cold night, so they too decided to wait in their cars. After a few minutes of talking, his manager convinced Von it was time to go inside. He let his security team know he was ready to enter, so they did their normal checkup. Around 3:15 a.m., security went into the club and checked it out to make sure it was clear of any threats. With Vaughn being a high-profile rapper, this was a standard procedure for them before entering any venue. They couldn't bring weapons in the club, so security left them in their cars. Right as they were about to walk in, one of Vaughn's friends alerted him that Quando Rondo was in a car just a few feet away. It's unknown if Vaughn got a tip from someone that night about Quando being at the club, or if it was just a coincidence that he rerouted his car to the exact location they would both be at.
I low-key feel like it was a coincidence. I feel like fate is a real thing. You know, people call it God's plan in a way. This was such a tragedy. And like when I say God's plan, I mean like the way, like I don't know, it's something in life that even us humans can't really explain, like, you know, why some things happen the way that they do, you know, why we end up in places that normally we'd be like, well, we shouldn't have been there, but we end up there anyway. Like, it's a reason why Vaughn went there. I don't think Vaughn went there to personally look for Quando. I think it just happened. It so happened to, you know, that he was there. Atlanta is one of the biggest hubs of, you know, hip hop, and one of the biggest, you know what I mean? Everybody networks through Atlanta. But the fact that him and Quando were there, that is, I don't know what, it's a weird kind of fate in a way. I don't know.
Or if it was just a coincidence that he rerouted his car to the exact location they would both be at. It's possible it just happened like that, but this could have also been the reason Vaughn seemed off. Maybe he knew something no one else did.
And that could be too.
Normally Vaughn was calm, collective, and soft-spoken. Living the life he lived back in Chicago, he knew how to handle these situations. But on this night, Vaughn reacted before anyone could say or do anything. He immediately hopped out of his vehicle, jewelry on and all, not knowing if Quando was alone or if he too had people with him. Only a few moments later, the two would come face to face, and just like Vaughn spoke about before, it was on sight. He threw punches at Quando even before words could be exchanged. Others rushed over as the fight broke out. What Vaughn didn't know was the white vehicle Quando was standing next to had people from his crew inside. At 3:20 a.m., only a few seconds after the fight had started, a gunshot from only a few feet away went off, striking Vaughn in his side and catching him completely off guard. You can
a few seconds, and that's why, like, the other day I watched this clip and I was just like, I'm trying to process it. I'm like, man, this could have been avoided. And it's like, it happened so fast. Like, 1 second you see Vaughn walking up to Quando, and the next he's being thrown in the car with bullets in his body. Like, it's crazy, man.
Feet away went off, striking Vaughn in his side and catching him completely off guard. You can see the gunman, who we now know as Lil Tim, coming out from behind the car and firing multiple shots. Vaughn got hit 3 to 4 times, and his manager was also hit in the leg. The two off-duty police officers working security that night reacted immediately, and they too fired shots into the crowd.
That one man was good. Put the gun down. Put the gun down. Put the hands up. Put the hands up. White jacket. Put the hands up.
Papa Shakes, how did you obtain this audio?
Put the hands up. Put the hands up. White jacket. Put the hands up.
But we can confirm now the shots that injured Vaughn came from Quando's side and not the police officers. The police would hit 3 people in total, one of them being Lil Tim. Vaughn laid in the street holding on to Quando until Muwop, one of Vaughn's good friends, broke up the fight. At 3:23 a.m., there were injuries on both sides.
But this the thing though, listen, I feel like, and this is just my opinion on just looking at the video and the situation, everything happened so fast, I don't think Quando knew it was Vaughn. I don't think Lil Tim knew it was Vaughn. So when Quando realized that Vaughn got shot by Lil Tim, I feel like he was low-key trying to help Vaughn. I think he was low-key trying to, you know, like, stay strong, big bro, stay strong. Muwop came over, took that, oh, maybe Quando might be trying to rough on Vaughn after he got shot, pushed Quando over, which is understandable because after something like that happened, you can't trust nobody around you at that point. Shots being let off left and right, man. I don't know, man. It's crazy. It's crazy, man.
Friends broke up the fight.
Too fast.
At 3:23 a.m., there were injuries on both sides. Instead of waiting for ambulances, their crews drugged their wounded into cars and sped off to the emergency room. According to those in the vehicle with Vaughn, he was still conscious throughout the ride, even telling one of his friends to calm down that he was going to be okay. Around 3:32 a.m., just moments apart from each other, both crews would arrive at Grady Hospital, which was less than 10 minutes away. Quando would start a live stream of himself helping Lil Tim inside the building to try and protect himself in case Vaughn's people ran up on him.
Come on, you shot. Come on, bit boy, you got the up. Come on, cuz just keep breathing, bit boy. Just keep breathing, cuz.
But this wouldn't happen, and nobody else was hurt after the initial conflict at the lounge. Unfortunately though, just after 4 a.m., King Von along with 2 others who were shot that night would pass away to their wounds, taking his life and career far too soon. Lil Tim was arrested in Grady Hospital where he was treated for his wounds before being taken into custody. He posted bail the same day and has since been awaiting trial for the murder of King Von.
Somebody kill somebody. Everybody got family. Somebody related to him or somebody cool with him. You kill him. Now everybody that he was close with is trying to kill you. It's a never ending. Or they gonna kill. Let's kill somebody close to him. It don't stop. To everybody, all the people that playing the game, it's gone. You see what I'm saying? So it's the last man standing. It's either you gonna be in jail, you gonna die.
Nigga, that shit was creepy as hell. But I ain't gonna lie though. You know this the Vaughn situation, you know, I spoke on it just a number of times already on the channel, countless amount of times. You know, I feel like Vaughn, like I said, something was off with Vaughn. And Vaughn, the environment that he, you know, was from, everything that he'd been through, he knew, you know, he would have known. Had he been in the right state of mind that night, he would have known that, you know, maybe these niggas got pipes. Maybe, you know, there's police around. But for some reason that night, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, man. That's why I'm a strong believer in fate. I don't know why. I feel like this, in a weird way, everything's kind of like, I don't know what the word is. Everything's kind of like predetermined in a way. Like it's weird. It's weird, man. I don't know. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts and opinions on this, man. Long live Vaughn. You know, this whole tragedy though, I ain't gonna lie, you know, it took a promising career like King Von's away. It also crippled you know, a career in Quando Rondo. You know, both, man, just incredible music, incredible quality. You know, Quando's career is probably never gonna be the same. You know, it's been almost 2 years and he's still, the whole Never Broke Again collective is getting the back end of everything because of this situation. All from a matter of 5-6 seconds of altercation and gunshots. Everything, the whole industry has been shaken by this, and still to this day, everything is split in half. We don't know what's gonna happen. All I know is, you know, just this last clip that was played in this, man, it hit different. It definitely hits different, man. But link down below in the description for y'all to check this documentary out in its entirety with no interruptions. If y'all new to the channel, y'all rock with me, want daily reaction videos, man, hit that subscribe button for me to the next video. I'll see y'all then. Thank you for watching MANIACITV. I'm out.